Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Vale, the parted Vale. Happy New Year, by the way. Hopefully it's a good one. We're technically recording this before it, but you're seeing it in the new year.
Yeah.
Happy New Year!
Yay, 2025.
He's wearing a Merry Christmas shirt.
Yeah, Christmas was close enough. Yeah.
All right. Well, I am Ryan Lang, also known as the Mind Player, and I'm joined by my good friends and family.
Hi, I'm Cassie Lang. I am playing Penelope Waters, the human Aquium architect.
Yeah, and I'm Tim. I play Draven Rockfist, the dwarf rogue.
And I'm Cameron. I play Amarwell Glendale, the half-elf bard.
Mm-hmm. What kind of rogue?
Oh, he's a phantom rogue.
Phantom
Yes.
rogue. And Bard, College of...
It's
Uh-oh.
all right.
Uh-oh.
I should know.
Well, while you look that up, I will
I think it'll
have
be under features and traits.
I will have Cassie give us
There.
give you some. Yes, go on.
The minis that we will be using during this session, we created on Hero Forge, and they were
Lore.
printed using Banana Force scale 3D printing services. You can find them on Facebook and use our code MindPlayed20 for 20% off your first order of 3D printing services.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
For
And
the
if you,
rest of this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
the rest of 2025.
All of
right.
2025.
Yeah, got to get used to that. If you guys are enjoying what we're doing here and want to show a little bit of support, we do have a Patreon going. Details for that are in the description below. If you join the Patreon, you can get on the Discord and chat with all of us. And yeah, we like to have fun on there, so we'd love to see you.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
It'd be a blast. And you get to have some actual interaction with us, which is pretty cool.
totally.
And if you like the music that you're hearing, it's made by Carl Casey at White Bat Audio. And you can purchase his music as well on Bandcamp or on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Well, you can purchase it on Bandcamp.
On Bandcamp.
But,
you can find it on YouTube.
So what kind of bard?
College of Lore.
College
Yeah,
of
lore.
Lore.
I knew it had something to do with, like, books.
Books. Yeah,
But I didn't know the name of it.
Yeah.
we got it.
If it's not already evident, I am extremely tired. I've been working overtime every day this week, so we'll see how this goes.
That'd be great.
Yes.
Yep, it's gonna be good. I can feel it.
Yeah.
good.
I'm feeling it.
It's going to be especially good because in leveling up our characters, I realized that I didn't have any magic spells from being a bard. All of my
Yeah.
magic was from other parts of my character. So not only did I gain spells for leveling up, but I gained way more spells.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a good episode.
It's a considerable increase. Yeah.
I can do way more
and
now.
props for you for being as creative as you were with the very
The
limited
limited
spells
stuff.
you were using.
Yeah.
That's I remember last week being like, don't you have like
Well,
come on, this-
I kept sitting here like, why can Tim and Cassie do so much? And I have like no options.
Now we know.
It's
Now
because I
we
never
know.
finished setting up my character.
That's all right. This is how we learn in D&D.
learning.
Yep. This is how we learn.
Yeah, we don't need to talk
Best
about all
way
the
to start
mistakes I
playing
used to make.
D&D is to just start playing D&D.
Totally.
It really is. It really is.
Yep.
So there, if you're on the fence, get off the fence on the side that lets you play. Okay. Well, shall we begin?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. You all had just finished looking at the green flash, right? And the green flash was excuse me. It you had found it. You'd found that the area around it had been dying, right? We had one of our party members decide to get a little too aggressively scientific and almost die.
Yeah.
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 And then
Well, the flash is over, but we found like a crack.
you found
Where
a
it
crack
was.
in the air.
the side effect of the flash.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the green was emanating this way, but not that direction.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, it looked as if there was no light in that direction.
Yep.
It's kind of cool. So, let us begin back there.
Okay. Now I think we need to have a better look at this. Just like to make sure we got our bases covered, because I don't think we want to be here too long. Is that true?
I could use a nap.
Yeah.
A good long rest, but maybe not right at the here.
I don't
Yeah.
want to hang out near
Well,
this.
I
or
think our
much
camp.
longer at
I think our
all.
camp was further away because we saw like the glow from camp, right?
That's true.
So I vote that while we're here right now, we do a quick like look around, maybe like
Absolutely.
divide and conquer, and just have a look at individual things real fast and then go have a sleep. Is that cool?
Can we walk behind the crack? Or is
Ooh.
that kind of like where the halting takes over? Like at that exact point that we can't progress?
Make an attempt.
We're in the halting, are we not?
Yeah, we're on the cusp of it.
Well, yeah, but like I'm wondering like where like the
Where it
actual border
starts.
is. Like if this is the actual border that you can't get past.
Right. Well, what we know about the halting thus far is that it puts you back in the place that you were, and
Yeah.
you can't go further. So technically, if you keep walking, you'd end up, if that really is the boundary, you'd end up standing
Yeah.
right there again, right?
Yeah, because it always feels like you're walking forwards, but then
Mhm.
you end. Anyway, I would like to walk past the crack.
How close to it?
A decent distance away.
But still relatively close?
Yeah,
Okay.
like, yeah.
You slam face first into what feels like an invisible barrier.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
this is new. Okay.
Can I come over and just
Yeah.
try to touch
Yeah.
it?
It's as if you're touching a cool, cold pane of glass, really.
Huh.
I pull out my arrow and I
Bounces off.
no crack or anything.
Nothing.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Okay. Cool.
I need to expend an arrow now.
Right. Well, I say we take one
Worth
final
it.
look around while we can, and then go camp.
All right.
Okay. I would like to have a look at the surrounding area to see if there's any evidence of what Poltergon was doing before they came here and passed away.
Mm.
I'm just gonna run off and basically do a perimeter check. Is that cool?
It's cool with me. I'm going to dive into my notes from Isaac and
yes.
see if I can find any more information there that might be relevant.
And? Mara?
I want to run and see if there's any point that I can still kind of see them, but if there's any point where the wall isn't a wall.
Where you can continue,
Yeah.
start walking? All right. Okay.
Oh, just kind of feel along.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We will start with you.
'Kay.
So you have a seat
Mm-hmm.
and you begin to study.
Yeah.
You leave. Mara, as you begin to walk into the night and you feel along this barrier, eventually it stops and you feel as if you can continue forward again.
How far is eventually?
It's probably a good 50 feet.
Okay.
From the crack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so not as far as I thought it would be. Can I? Is it a corner?
Like, can you go around?
Yeah.
So, you want to walk into it?
Not necessarily without them.
So,
But
it
I
just
do want
feels as
to
if you
know-
can continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like there's.
Like,
An
yeah, it
edge.
doesn't feel like you're on a door and then you can go around the other side. It doesn't feel like that. No.
No, just all of a sudden,
Mhm.
there's nothing.
Mhm.
Okay. Huh.
If you couldn't reach,
Nope.
touch the backside.
But it does the wall block. Like if I feel like I can walk forward, now is the wall on my side?
No.
And if I did try to reach around, my arm just goes
Your
right
arm
through.
just goes right through.
Weird.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't intend to go anywhere by myself, but I am gonna return
Okay.
and let them know that that's what I want to do next as a group.
Okay. Let's move on to Penelope.
Okay, yeah.
So you're researching the notes.
Yeah, I'm looking through Isaac's notes and his research about this area.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
All right, I will do that. Okay, 19.
19. Upon reading, you find a flap of paper that's been folded down that you
Okay.
hadn't seen previously.
Okay.
Upon flipping it up, you see scribbled in rather hasty writing that it says, I feel as if it is some sort of magical force, and there must be something beyond it. Perhaps something with sufficient energy could disrupt that force and allow me to get through.
Okay. Noted. Thank you.
Okay. All right. And now we'll move on to Draven.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and check like we're in pretty deep woods, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna try and check the outskirts for anything that might look of interest, anything Poltergon might have left behind. But when I get far enough away from my companions, I am going to just kind of have a quick look around, make sure I'm alone,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm just gonna say, Ayla, are you there?
There is a pause and then a small rustle of wind. And you hear quite a, I would say, petite voice. Still dwarven, but petite for that of a dwarf. Answers, yes, I'm here.
Good. I thought I'd better check in with you. There's been a lot of developments recently. Do you know or sense anything about this crack?
This green glowing crack that you've been hanging around, I know nothing of it. I've never experienced it, never seen it before. I don't even know what to think of it. I do have some information, though.
Please, anything.
I've told you that there's something pulling at the souls of the dead. It's getting stronger.
Well, that's something else I wanted to mention to you. We met a man a while ago. We couldn't save him. And when he went, I spoke to him after he died. And he said he could see many souls trapped here. Do you see them too?
I do.
Do you speak with them?
It's not that simple. But what used to be a few souls that would remain now is becoming many, and fewer are passing on. And there's something else. It's starting to pull at our very essences.
No, what does that mean?
It's like losing control.
This is much worse than I thought. Are you okay?
I am. It's strange, though. I've felt this before. It's like the same song is being sung, but a harsher instrument is playing it.
You think this is like back then, when you went?
Yes. But it's also different. It's more menacing. There's more malice.
I wish I knew more so I could help. But I think we're on the right track. Do you know anything about this figure we've been hearing about? Skeletal, glowing green, black robe.
Never heard of him in my life.
Well, I fear we're a ways off the truth yet, but that being said, I think we're closer to that truth than I ever have been before.
You made me a promise. Keep looking.
I will.
There's a little bit of a breeze, and that's it.
Alright, and then I'll meander back to...
All right.
Well,
I wish Penelope could have heard that. But, all right, I'm clueless.
I'll meander back to camp and just say I didn't... Or back to these guys and say I couldn't find anything. Nothing of note. What did you find?
I'm going through Isaac's notes, and I'm just like, I was right. He came to the same conclusion, that the halting is some sort of magical force. And it says right here, perhaps enough energy could disrupt that force. That must have been what happened.
So this green thing, that's what we're looking at. Enough energy?
I think so. What did you find, Mara?
I did find a way around, so you won't walk into a wall again.
Really?
Well, I don't know if it's round, but the wall stops.
Should we
Take
test
me
it?
there.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
We're all gonna go over there.
Yeah.
Okay. So you arrive where the wall stops.
Yeah.
Now, let's say this is you going, and it stops here. What angle do you take? How do you walk?
Well, first I would like to pull this maneuver. So like wall is here, right?
Yep.
And I can go
Yep.
and reach around, and if I go this way, it comes right back through. And
Yep.
then if I
Yep.
can hit something.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna do that
okay.
a couple times.
Okay.
Bam.
same thing
Okay.
happens. Yeah.
Cool.
Run faster,
interesting.
Pen.
Okay. I think that we should perceive, like, what happens if one of us stands behind and one of us starts walking forward. What does that look like?
So somebody stands on one side and one person goes like this.
Just starts walking into just forward, like
And just keep
Okay.
going.
beyond the
'Kay.
halting wall. area.
They begin walking.
Which one?
I'll do it.
Okay.
So you watch.
I'm
as-
observing.
She's gonna
as,
die
as you're,
again.
you're standing kind of off to the side of the wall, and you watch as she walks off into the woods. Eventually, you lose sight of her.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just turn around, like when they're
And
like
she
when
doesn't
I can barely
start
see.
coming back from behind us.
Nope.
Hmm.
What was that?
When it gets to like I can barely see them,
Mm-hmm.
then I'll come back.
It's also night, right? So
Yep.
Yeah, we could do more testing
Yeah.
in the morning. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you barely seeing us would be not far at all.
Yeah, I thought you were.
You don't even have
No
dark
dark
That's
vision.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't get very far before I chicken out and don't do that.
So
Can't see anything.
do we all go together? I mean, you didn't like like with the cracks, so
That's
This
true.
is true.
Do we want to try it now, or would we like to come back after we've had a
Wait.
proper rest?
I have an idea.
Okay.
I would like to go directly behind the wall, like so.
To the
here's
crack.
So you
where
go
it
like
is.
this.
I'm gonna go just behind me on this side, you guys on this side, and we're gonna walk together back to where the crack is.
Can your whole
Oof.
body walk through this way if danger were to happen on the other side?
I will test that. Can I? My whole body, like my arm came through. Can my whole body walk
Yeah.
through?
Your whole
Okay,
body can
yeah.
come through.
So you go back around, and then we're gonna walk towards the.
Yeah, we're gonna walk towards the crack together.
But we can't come help you.
Yeah.
You can just come back to us if
Yes.
needed. Does one of us go with her with dark vision, just in case?
How much health do you have right now?
She's looking pretty bloody.
I want to try something else.
Oh yeah, she hasn't had a long rest.
No.
We're all fine, but
Uh,
do we try this in the daytime then?
Wait. This might be a risk.
Okay.
I'm willing to take that risk.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
Okay.
For science.
For science. Okay, from the backside, I'm just gonna do this like right at the edge of the crack.
Okay.
I would like to stick my finger through, just my tip of my finger through.
Okay.
then try to
so
pull it
you're
back.
trying.
And
You
then-
want to walk around to the crack.
No, I'm not
On
at
the
the
other
crack yet.
side.
I'm just at like the edge of where the wall is.
Okay.
From the backside, where I
okay.
can go through it.
You're sticking your
I'm gonna
finger
stick
through.
my finger through just like that far, just a tiny,
Okay.
like tip of my finger, and then I'm gonna try and pull back.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, you have you walked? So if the crack's right here, have you walked around to it?
No,
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 no.
no.
Okay,
We're at
right
the
just
edge of
at
the
Just
the
wall.
wall.
We're
testing on
here.
the wall.
Now
yeah,
I
yeah.
follow you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're fine.
It can return.
Well, it's
My-
it's the same thing as you going like this with your arm, unless I'm
No, but
misunderstanding
remember,
you.
But
when I went,
she's
so
doing this.
when I went with my arm, I could go all the way through, and then when I went back, it would hit.
Oh,
From this
I
side,
see.
I'm sticking just the tip of my
I
finger
see.
through.
And then
I
I'm
see
trying to
if
pull
it
it
can
back
come
out.
back.
Your
If it's
finger
like a
severs.
one.
No, I'm
way.
just kidding. No,
I thought that was a possibility.
It comes back. It comes back.
It does come back.
Yep.
I'm gonna stick like a whole finger through and back,
Yep.
whole arm through and back.
Put your left foot.
all but your
I'm
foot.
going to walk through and leave only my hand on the back side of it.
Okay.
Can I walk back through it?
Yes.
Whoa.
Okay, but when I take my whole body out, now I try to walk back through it, I hit a wall.
Yes.
So if any part of me stays there, I'm connected to it. Okay, that's really cool. Okay, now let's take our little walk to the crack.
To the crack.
Okay, what's your health?
13?
13.
Out of.
27. It's a little bit better because we got the level up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you,
Okay.
what happens is, so you go around the wall, and these two stay on the other side.
Yes.
You begin walking. As you watch, you begin to walk. And she begins to walk. And eventually, the two of you get to where the crack is. But Penelope just keeps going. On your side, you should have been at the crack by now, but you don't see it.
But
Can
do
we
I still
talk
see these
through
guys?
this?
You do at first, but then they seem to start to be getting further away from you.
Well, would you just keep going if we weren't next to
Yeah.
each other?
At this point, when it's like, I think I should have been at the crack by now and I'm losing them, I'm going to turn right back around.
Okay?
Actually, I'm just not going to turn around. I'm just going to go straight towards the wall. I'm trying to come out of it.
Okay. So you see, it looks like she starts to walk off, right?
Yeah.
But then as you're watching, she suddenly comes out of the woods in front of you and walks through near where the crack was.
Okay.
What happened? You didn't stop.
You guys drifted off. We were supposed to stay right by the wall.
I
We
mean,
just-
we did.
We walked at a normal pace and stopped at the crack.
Weird.
You couldn't see it.
No, not from the back.
Hmm.
So this
Maybe I
crack-
didn't go far enough? I could have sworn I went far enough.
Well, you went past it.
Oh.
Look where you've come out.
Oh. Yeah, I couldn't see it.
Hmm.
so
That's
this crack
interesting.
Is a portal.
It could be, although
It's not.
trying to go through it is clearly not a good idea.
Your
No,
mortal
not at
minds
this point.
cannot comprehend. No.
Penelope's going to take a moment to just write notes about everything that we've
Okay.
figured out at this point. And, like,
Is there anything else you attempt?
I want to
I-
adventure beyond this altogether.
all together.
But
Wait,
when you're
Just,
okay.
I
just
would
like
like
try
to
to keep
try-
walking. See what
Yeah.
happens. Yeah.
one more thing. Repeat our last experiment, except I want to hold your hand the whole way.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, we're stopping well before the crack then, because I'm not holding your hand through that thing.
Yeah, but, like, yeah. Let's
Right
get
in
up
front of
to-
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 Let's try it.
So you guys
Let's
are
go.
you're like
So I'm on the other
you're
side.
going
Wait, what
like
if-
through
what
it
if-
on both
I can
sides?
reach-
What-
You walk halfway.
What if you
I
walked
can reach my
halfway,
hand.
one eye on either side, to just see what you see?
I mean, that would be interesting.
You want to do that behind us, Trevin?
Sure, I'll try it.
You're gonna try that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Ryan
on.
did not cut my finger off, so
I'll go
he's
behind
allowing
them.
this to happen.
Like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
this wall just? It's just a thin sheet, right? You said there's
That's what it
no.
seems.
Yeah, it just
No evidence of-
seems
It's
like
just a barrier that we can feel on one side. Then there
Yeah.
is nothing on the other side. So
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's try it out.
So you two begin to walk
Mhm.
holding hands.
Mhm.
Okay. And the first 5 feet, there's nothing. The
Okay.
next 5 feet, you begin to feel a tingling sensation in your hands.
Both.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
The next
okay.
5 feet, it starts to hurt. Like you know when your hand falls asleep, but it's painful.
Okay.
It starts to like really hurt.
Can we hear each
Okay.
other if we talk at this point?
Mm-hmm.
This is starting to hurt. Are you okay?
I mean, it is, but I'm okay if we want to keep
gonna keep
How do
going
I
for
feel?
science.
Another 5 feet, and you take 1 point of force damage, each of you.
Okay.
Oh.
How am I
Okay.
feeling being like half in, half
We'll get to you in
Oh,
just
no.
a second.
Oh no.
Okay. Do we keep going?
You're the scientist here,
Just
Ben.
slowly step forward a little bit more.
Okay. take 5 points of force damage.
That's as much as I can take. I'm
That
coming
hurts.
back out.
Yep, that hurts.
Draven, following behind, you begin to feel this tingling sensation. And as you continue forward, it gets crazier and crazier. And then suddenly, it's as if a flash of light, like lightning right in front of your face, just you go completely blind with a sheet of white. And then your mind bends as it's you get flashes of images. You see a massive castle floating in the air.
What?
Okay.
You see a crystal that is blue, purple, and red with motes of light, golden light sparkling within it. And you see a glimpse of something that your mind refuses to let you understand. And you take 3 points of psychic damage
Okay.
and 1 point of force damage. What do you do at that point?
That's
is
enough.
this when we check in on each other, or is this? Is
He's
this
following
at the
behind
end?
you. He's following behind you.
Because we would have also checked in with him.
Oh yeah, by the time you turn around, that's happening.
Okay,
Okay.
that would probably be enough for me to pop out
Mm-hmm.
and be like, "Oh, did you see that?
See what?
You didn't see the flash?"
The flash.
The flash.
The green flash.
No, it wasn't green, it was white. I was walking, I started feeling strange, and all of a sudden there was a flash of light, and I saw things.
What did you
saw
see?
things.
I'll just tell you guys exactly what Ryan just
Repeat
said.
that.
Yeah, a massive castle floating in the air, a blue, purple, and red crystal with golden motes of light inside of it, and something I just couldn't comprehend. I don't know how to explain it. It's like my mind wouldn't let me figure it out.
But it hurt.
Yes, it hurt.
Let's get back to camp for now. And rest.
I think that's a good idea.
Yes.
Yes, so let's do that.
Okay. So you all go back to camp.
Yep.
Go down for the night. Is there anything you do before you fall asleep, or do you go to sleep pretty quickly?
Make sure that spiders aren't going to attack us.
Mm.
And, like set up
Check for webs.
safety traps, etc.
Shoot some arrows into the trees.
Do we want to do some watches, maybe?
I would like to cast see invisibility
Oh, okay.
right now to see if
In the camp or at the crack?
in the camp.
In the camp. Okay.
Yeah. To see if we're like okay
Okay.
there.
All right.
Okay.
So, how long does that last?
1 hour.
1 hour. Okay. So, upon casting See Invisibility, you look around, you can see now into the ethereal plane itself.
Mm-hmm.
And you look around, there's nothing really to see other than everything is more of like shades of wispy gray.
Mm-hmm.
But you just catch just the faintest glimpse of what looks like a female face off in the woods. And when you make eye contact with it, it turns and goes away.
What species?
Dwarven.
Okay. I mean, I know what that is, but Mara doesn't know what that is. So,
Mara would know what species it is, yes.
well, species.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's saying
Yes.
like who it
You
is.
have an idea,
Yeah.
yes.
Shoot. Okay. And that's the only
That's it.
creature I see. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Did I feel any sense of threat? Or
It looked panicked.
panicked?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, Draven, you see ghosts and stuff.
When they show themselves to me, aye.
There's a panicked girl over there. I just learned this new spell in my studying or however you gain spells. I don't know. And I decided to try it out. I looked into the ethereal realm, and there's this girl, dwarven, scared.
Hmm.
Is that someone that we need to help?
Well, if they need our help, they'll show themselves to us. I mean, it's not uncommon for ghosts to appear frightened or in pain. I mean, often it's a reflection of their last moments of life.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean,
That's
there was
very
nothing-
interesting that you've been able to learn that ability, though.
I spent a lot of time with you.
Clearly, it's worn off on you. That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Kind of scary, kind of weird.
You'll get used to it.
Just wait till you see your first one that's missing its head.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't see anything that scared me, so I
Well,
feel like we're okay.
If
for
it
the
if
night.
it's all the same, I think maybe we should take watches for the night.
okay,
Sure.
It seems like a dangerous place to be.
yeah,
Okay. All right.
I'll take first. I only need 4 hours, so for sleep.
I will go to sleep.
You need to go to sleep.
I am
So-
tired.
So like a 2 hours, and you take the final 4.
Yeah.
Since
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's gonna take the first 4.
yeah, but
Of
2
watch.
hours. Oh, sorry, 2 hours of watch, 2 hours of watch.
Yeah,
Kind
sure.
of a-
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'll take
Draven
the
will.
last 2. I want it unbroken.
Yeah, Draven will probably take a while to fall asleep because he'll have to wind his mind down after all the revelations from today.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It's been a bit wild.
Okay. So you may benefit from a long rest.
Good.
The night passes uneventfully.
Oh, hallelujah.
Oops.
Okay. Upon waking the next morning, what does everyone do?
Have some breakfast.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Oh,
It's the most important meal of the day, folks.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, have something to eat and
I want to
Did
see
you
what
want-
you saw.
Wow.
I want to walk that line.
well, just
One
be
more
warned, it didn't feel very good.
Oh, I want to know.
All right.
Yeah, let's go look for the green crack in the daylight if we can find it.
okay.
Oh, is
Uh,
it still there?
Mm.
So,
Oh.
going looking for it, it is significantly harder to find and see, but there is a dimly glowing green,
Okay.
shimmering crack.
Shoot, does that mean something had just come through last night? Like, had it just opened?
I think light's just easier to see in the dark.
Oh. Yeah.
D&D and science.
In my professional opinion.
Yeah. Our
I'm just
resident
stupid, but
scientist.
Mara's not. Okay, you're right.
I put all my points in charisma, not that many in intelligence.
No, she's quite intelligent. I'm just stupid.
I was just okay. So you go back, you find it, and
You want to see?
I want to
All I can tell you is this is what I did. And so I'll just tell you I just tried to follow half and half. And
Done.
just started walking towards the crack.
Okay.
okay.
And I will warn you that it hurt. So if it starts to feel bad, just get out of there.
Yeah.
Okay. The same thing happens.
Wait, sorry. Can I also hold their hands and see? I just want to know if that tingling thing happens if it's like one person
I'll do that, yeah.
in between.
Okay. No, it only seems to affect you.
Okay.
Mm.
And the same thing happens to you that happened to Draven. You can take 3 points of psychic damage, 1 point of force damage,
Yeah.
and you see the same things you see that crystal. You get the sense that it's very large.
Okay.
You get you see the flying castle,
Yeah.
and you also see something. But what you glean from this is that this something is alive.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
But I still feel like I can't comprehend it really.
Correct.
Hmm.
And it's just like a vision or like appearing
A
like
bright, just a flash of an
And it-
image,
okay.
and gone.
Okay. I walk further.
All right. There is searing pain as you now take 10 points of force damage. And you get another flash of this this unknowable thing, but this time what you see is a great eye, and it's staring at you.
On the unknowable thing?
Yes.
I see you.
There is no life in the void. No, you take another 4 psychic damage.
Okay, and I fall out now.
Okay.
Are you okay, Mara?
I'll be okay.
What did you see?
That thing, I think we probably saw the same thing because I got the other 2 visions, but it's alive. And it's watching, or it saw me in the flash. I don't know, but I saw its eye. I don't know what it was. I really can't. I can't explain anything else about it, but...
Well, just be more careful next time. You could have got yourself killed if you'd kept going.
I feel a little dizzy, but I think it was
Pass
worth
you-
it.
To pass you my notebook.
There's
you
like
draw
a
it?
bird mark down her.
Can I draw it?
Mohawk. Just a bald mohawk where your hair got burned off. Inverse mohawk.
Would I be able to like comprehend the eye enough to recreate it in Pen's notebook?
I'm asking her to draw it in my notebook for me.
Ooh.
Are you a therapist?
Give me. What would that would be a performance check, would it not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Give me a performance check.
Ooh.
14.
14. Right. So you managed to make a decent drawing of it. To the point where you can tell that it's supposed to be some sort of eye, but it's pretty... It's almost as if as Mara went to draw it, she kept getting the image mixed up with something else, and it's not clear. Like, the eye seems to melt in other areas, and it seems to go off into something else in other areas, and there's not... It's as if her mind was wandering while making the image, but she kept drawing. I will say that
That's
staring
fascinating.
at it makes you very uneasy. Just there's this primal fear that it produces within you.
I'm going to flip the page of my notebook and also like fold the edges over so like I close that page and then like fold 2 pages together onto each other so it's
Okay.
like sealed closed.
Okay. All
And
right.
then I will forget about it for now.
Okay.
Or try to. Because that's unpleasant and uncomfortable.
All right. Is that it then?
I just
I
needed to know.
Fair enough.
Now you know.
I think maybe we should get out of here before we all hurt ourselves some more.
Yeah. I think that we found as much as we can at this point.
I think so. I think maybe we head back to Everclean and discuss along the way what we're actually going to tell this King
Yeah.
Jonathan.
We should tell him about... I'm forgetting the name of the other group. Poltergon.
Mm.
We should tell him about Poltergon
Aye,
and
we
their
should.
fate. I don't think we should tell him about this crack.
What do we tell him then? Because he didn't just send us to figure out what happened to Poltergon. He sent us to figure out what the Flash was.
I mean, don't you think other people should know about this?
I don't know.
I mean, we don't know what it is. We've got ideas, but this is a bit beyond me.
I don't know how much I trust the king, though. I mean, he's consolidating forces to protect himself and kind of abandoning the farm towns and villages nearby.
Mm. He does seem a bit absorbed in himself, which could be dangerous.
I don't think he's a bad guy, but I don't know if I trust him with this.
Hmm.
I'd like to find out more. We should tell him about the cloaked figure, though. Because people need to be warned about that.
Hmm.
Especially if it's heading southward. And
Maybe we tell him we think the cloaked figure's what killed Poltergon.
yeah,
Yeah.
we could say we found Poltergon at what would have been the site of the flash. We don't have to tell him about the crack.
Do we tell him that we saw another flash?
No.
No.
Even if we told him that, I don't think he'd understand what we were talking about.
Do you understand what you're talking about?
Perhaps if he earns our trust, we can fill him in later, but
Okay.
That seems fair to me.
Okay. So with that, you leave then?
Yeah.
Yep.
Make our way back towards Everclean.
All right.
Do we have 4 hours for me to take a long rest?
well,
We
You
could
take
just
a
do
short rest.
it's a multi-day journey.
It's a multi-day journey.
Every
Okay.
night along the way as we're traveling back, Penelope is just like hard at work on some new creation.
Yes.
She's building a pair of boots.
You building another one of your flying animals there, Pen?
Not an animal. This is something for myself.
All right.
What does it do?
I don't know if it'll work yet. But I'm hoping maybe it'll lift me into the air at least a little bit.
Well, I've seen what you can do. I have no doubt that whatever it does, it'll be spectacular.
Thank you. And I get back to work.
Okay. The journey back through Emralia is fairly...
Can I say a long rest?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It is fairly uneventful, right? You don't get attacked or surprised by some spiders. You have a couple scares here and there, you know. At one point, Mara does say, okay, we are going to skirt around this area. There's obvious evidence of a creature that's been through here. And when she says evidence, what you see is alongside part of a tree, a huge section of the bark has been rubbed off. And obviously something very large passed through here. But yeah, you find yourselves back in Andarsis and headed on your way to Everclean. That is your intent? You're going to go straight to the city?
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
go back to the king.
Gotta go get our money.
All right.
On the findings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you arrive at the city, no issues, and upon arriving, you are ushered back to the castle, brought into the king's presence, right? And as you're doing so, you can see that there are lots of these individuals hard at work in the castle, and what they're doing is they seem to be feeding this thin, long string, is what it looks like to you, up through parts of the castle. And then you'll see that some other individuals seem to be taking this string and attaching it to these little glass spheres.
They're putting in light bulbs.
And Pen would know that that is.
She'd have a better idea than any of you. Yes.
Yeah.
What's going on?
A way of producing light without magic.
Okay, like in
Like fire?
like we've seen this before in the
He didn't see it.
Oh,
Only
I
you did.
saw it
Oh, you
before.
saw it.
I've seen this before. When we broke into the miners'
Campbell
forget-
Glint.
Yeah,
Campbell Glint's
Campbell Glint.
home.
Oh, you mean when you broke into Campbell Glint's
Well, when
home?
we went in and I broke into his office, he
Right.
had this.
Is this like what you do, Pen?
I don't work with this kind of stuff.
Mm.
My focus is more with Aquium.
All right.
And what powers this?
Electricity, I think. It's not my area of expertise, but I have seen it before. There's a few buildings with it in Mettaclaud.
Interesting.
No doubt some trend that the king must be getting in on.
Yep.
Don't mock him so openly.
It's no offense. He just likes to be with the times. It's all right.
Indeed, he does. And upon arriving at his court, one of the first things he says, "Oh, you're back! Splendid! Did you see the new what are they called? Lights that they put in? It's kind of a on-the-nose term, don't you think? Light produces light. Anyways, apparently it's the new fandangled thing where you don't even need magic, and you can see at night."
Very cool.
Yes, yes. Well, I mean, obviously I have no issues being with the nobility when it comes to magic. I could just cast an eternal flame spell, but there's something satisfying about it. And he reaches over and he grabs what looks like a lever, and he just he turns it on, and you see as all around his hall all these lights turn on. And Draven, for the first time, you see light that is not the sun or fire.
Well, I confess, Your Majesty, it is quite impressive.
Yes, yes, yes. Dreamed up by those fancy scientists in Mettaclaud. Quite wonderful. But, and if it ever fails, well, I still have my magic. But let's get down to business. What have you found out about Poltergon and that green flash?
We found Poltergon.
Oh, you did? So they didn't just take the money and run?
Which one of us is holding all of the IDs?
Yeah.
Yeah, we grabbed one of the melted
Yeah.
badges, didn't we?
Which he grabs, and
Yeah.
a look of concern comes on his face, and he says, "Well, this doesn't bode well. I take it you didn't find them in a good state."
No. It was right at the northern tip of Emeralia, probably where the flash was. They seemed to have been melted, if I remember correctly.
Melted?
That is what we saw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Melted? Well, what could have done that? Sorcery? Dark sorcery?
I don't know, sir. I'm sorry.
We
Well-
didn't have any encounters while we were there. Whatever it was.
Something we have heard about recently that could be involved is we've heard rumor multiple times from people, in the north of Andarsis and into Emeralia, of a cloaked figure dressed all in black, skeletal, glowing green features.
Skeletal? Like
Aye,
a walking skeleton?
that's what we've heard.
And what sets this apart from all the other undead problems we've been having of late?
Well,
I don't think it does. I
He-
think they might be connected.
they very well could be. We met a man who had been burned by a single touch from this creature, and he didn't survive.
Oh my.
We also met an owlbear who'd been touched by it as well.
That's
Not
true
looking in good
wildlife.
condition.
So you're telling me that this thing has magical properties? A corpse with magic? Are you saying this is the Lich King?
We don't
Some
know.
people suspect that. We can neither confirm nor deny.
We haven't seen it ourselves.
Well, if that is the case, that does not bode well. The Lich King has not been seen on the borders of his lands for over a millennia.
I'm not sure if it's him or not, but people should be warned. He's dangerous, and I believe he's headed this direction.
Yes, definitely. Absolutely. We'll do that. And is that
But-
all you found?
But we don't know that it's the Lich King. So
Yeah.
don't start a war that...
Start a war. Now, madam, you leave the politics to me. But I don't think we need to start any wars over a single magic-using undead. If it's the Lich King, though, we'll make sure we get him. It'll look very good. Very good. The other countries will have to look up to us for that. Now, well...
Were you able to send aid to that village that we talked about before we
Oh!
left?
Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Is he telling the truth?
You may make a insight check.
Can I also?
Yep.
I think we're all like.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have very good insight. Nope, that's pretty bad. Oh no, I rolled a 4.
Not
You rolled a
one.
1.
Yeah.
What is my insight? What is insight? Oh, wisdom.
It's a wisdom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, but I do have proficiency. 17.
17.
Mm-hmm.
So you could tell he's obviously done something, but it may not be as good as he's trying to make it sound.
Okay.
So,
On that note, Your Majesty, it may not be a bad idea to make sure some of the outer towns are protected.
yes. Can't be going hungry. Those farms are important. Now, I believe I owe you all some money. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Cough it up.
Pay now.
I eat gold.
I'm sorry, I was laughing earlier when he was asking if we found Poltergon because it was taking everything in me to not say, "Sorry, Your Majesty, they're Poltergon." But I did not.
Well, so he claps, and some servants come forward, and he reaches into a chest, and he grabs 2 bags, each labeled at 100. He's like, 200 gold, as promised. You've done yourself well today. I'll have to put in a recommendation. Perhaps maybe you'll get more business down in Guildcroft.
That's very kind of you, Your Majesty. We thank you for this opportunity.
Absolutely. And where are my horses?
They haven't returned.
Excuse me?
Sorry, the woods got too thick for us to continue on. We sent them back towards home. We hoped they would make it.
Well, I think I will take one of these bags of gold back in payment for my horses, and you guys can have the rest. Fair?
They were intelligent animals, Your Majesty. We thought that they knew their way home.
They promised me they knew their way home.
We have an animal speaker in our midst.
Yeah.
Yes. I find when I've spoken with animals, they often assume their intelligence is more than it is.
Dang it.
But I will still put in that recommendation. You did an excellent job. I'm just not letting you take my horses for free.
Okay.
That's fair. I'm
Well,
glad
we're
to say.
sorry to hear they didn't make it back, Your Majesty.
All right. Well, I have other business to attend to, he says as somebody comes up and is like measuring him for obviously more clothing thing.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, man.
All right.
Okay.
You can split 100 gold however you'd like.
Well,
Somebody gets 34.
Someone gets 34, the rest of us get 33. Who has the least amount of
I
money?
mean, technically you're our
You're
boss.
the boss.
Yeah, you're right. I'll take 34, you all get 33.
The perks of leadership, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And with that, what do you do?
Well, we'll leave the palace or wherever
Okay.
we are.
Yeah.
Sorry. When we're in there, I look around again. Do I recognize any faces this time? Any features? Any?
None whatsoever.
Still no. Okay.
Okay.
I won't even make you roll for it.
Cool.
Okay. So you leave the
Well-
palace. Awesome. You're in Everclane. Is there anything you want to do in Everclane? I know your intent was to head towards Mettaclaud.
Yeah.
What do we do now? Should we continue looking for that casket? Or do you think we have more
Oh.
pressing matters to investigate?
I've gotten
Or
so
are they
into the other
related?
matters that I forgot about the casket.
Well,
It might.
I
help
feel
us.
like going to Mettaclaud might be our best bet. It's a hub for a lot of things, so I'm told, and we might be able to find some people there that know more than we do.
Yeah, I know some places we could look.
And it wouldn't hurt if we're going there to check up on the casket. I don't know that we'll find anything that maybe we haven't already found, but
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay.
Aye.
All right.
Before we leave, I will want to just quickly make a stop to grab another scimitar if I can find one in Everclane.
You would be able to, yes. There would be a
Okay.
shop that sells those.
Okay. You know,
I'm glad he doesn't like behead us for losing his
Yeah.
as we were walking
My
to the
horses!
place, I had the thought like, oh, we should have kept an eye out for the horses on our way back.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I'm sure they made it fine. It's okay. We don't need to get that involved in the plot line.
Yeah. When we decided to go back, I was like, oh yeah, maybe we'll find our horses. I was like, no, we won't.
Okay. So
yeah, poor things. Maybe we can go find them later. Change of plans. We're hunting for just kidding. Sorry.
Next time when we run into this like hooded skeletal figure, he's gonna be like in a chariot with all of our horses.
Don't give him a
Yeah. These were a good deal. They were free.
thank you for the donation. Okay.
Getting on his good side.
All right.
Cool.
So
to Mettaclaud.
you head to Mettaclaud. All
We
right.
do
I
have
guess maybe we
Mettaclaud.
would ask
The
somebody
big
the
apple
best way.
itself. Huh?
We maybe ask somebody the best way to get there.
There are major
I think,
roads
Yeah, from the
headed
capital
to it.
city to Mettaclaud would
Cool.
be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's a fairly direct route, and as you're traveling, you actually happen upon something that none of you have ever seen before. It's the most curious thing. It's as you're leaving Everclane, you have to cross what looks like a bunch of wooden beams, all spaced out in the road. Well, next to the road, I should say. And running across all of these wooden beams are metal rails. Mm-hmm.
Curious.
And they just sit there. Never seen anything like it in your life.
Would Penelope have any insight into this? Do they have any trains running in Mettaclaud?
You have heard rumors of an invention, but you wouldn't know
Okay.
anything about what it runs on.
Okay. Have you guys ever seen these before?
Have I?
Nope.
Probably not.
Nope.
No.
Is it some sort of road marker or something? Looks like an awful lot of work, whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not something I'm familiar with.
Mm-mm.
Interesting.
And it's at that moment that you hear a loud roar in the distance. But this roar isn't from any animal you've ever heard, and it's high-pitched.
Oh.
And down these rails comes flying this massive metal contraption. There is what looks to be like steam flying out of the top of it, and it comes flying at high speeds, and it shakes the earth as it passes by.
Oh my goodness, you guys! I think I've heard rumors about something like this, but I didn't know that we actually... It works!
What is it?
I don't know what it's called.
What is it? What does it do?
It
moves faster than we do.
engine, says an old man.
Oh, there's an old man. Hi, old man.
A steam engine as he's walking along. It's a large road. There's lots of people. It's a well-traveled road. Yes, they finished completion of it recently. It goes from the center of Everclane, and apparently it goes all the way down to that fandangled university in Mettaclaud.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
This went up fast.
My grandson says he rode on it. Said it was very interesting. Very much liked it.
People go in that thing.
Mm-hmm.
How far away have we traveled?
You're probably only like a 15-20 minute walk outside the city when this happens.
We're turning around, you guys. No, wait, outside of where we left from or Mettaclaud?
Outside of Everclane.
We're turning around, guys.
We've already got out of town. Let's keep going, Pen.
Do you see how fast this thing can go? I want a chance to see it closer.
Well, we're pretty close now.
From the inside, I want to ride one.
I think we could just keep going. It'll be all right.
Would it save us time? Like, I mean, it
Would it
moves.
save us
Yeah, but
time?
we're gonna have to wait for it to come back, and
It looks dangerous, Ben.
So? Most new innovations are.
You can ask Isaac about that. Oh.
Maybe don't ask Isaac about that.
Of course, you're okay for the dangerous thing. We get to some strange crack in the sky and you touch it. Why am I not
I
surprised?
am interested in learning more about this. But it's safe.
How could we know that? It's
Well, my grandson
turning
didn't
around.
die.
this man's old enough that I don't know if he even knows.
Penelope's gonna like
If he
grab
has a
your
gun.
hands and start pulling you back. She wants to
Going
go
back.
back. Do you guys fight me?
I will plant my feet.
Strength check.
Strength
Probably gonna win.
check.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
Uh-oh.
9.
9.
No,
It's a
so,
tie.
So it's just literally Pen pulling on Gravin, who's like got his boots in the ground. He's like, no.
And I'm just standing there like. I usually follow Dravin, but I kind of want to know. But Dravin knows best.
I don't want to go.
Why not? How many days
Have
is it gonna take us to walk to Mettaclaud?
Ooh, you're challenging me again. So it's a good 4-day journey.
It's old man.
Huh?
that part I don't say out loud. This is just to address who I'm talking to.
Okay.
How long did that take your grandson?
Well, he went down there and he said he spent a couple days and then he came back and
But the ride itself.
oh the ride? He said it took about oh gosh, somebody's gonna totally come at me in the comments here with trains travel at this speed if it takes 4
Hey,
days.
it's a fantasy world. Our train can go however fast or slow it
took him,
wants.
he said about 10 hours.
We're turning around. We're gonna ride that thing.
It does save us a lot of time, Dravin.
Even if it has to get all the way there and all the way back before we can get back on it to go back, that's still faster to get there.
Can you promise me we won't die?
Nope.
Then why would we do it?
Can you promise me we won't die on most of the things we do?
Ooh.
That's a fair point. Curse you for being so clever. I don't like it. But if you two are both determined that we're doing it,
Let's go, let's go,
I
let's go,
will
let's go, let's go. Penelope is way ahead of you guys. She's running now.
Okay. So,
Draven's gonna be grumpy.
so you return to Everclane, and upon asking some directions, you're eventually brought into what is called the station. And there you see this place with there is the train and these rails and all these things. Obviously, people have just gotten off of this machine, this contraption. You can hear the steam as it billows out of the machine. And
Wait, did it pass us going to Everclane?
yeah, it went to.
Oh.
Oh,
How
even
convenient.
better.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
So sorry, I didn't catch that. You guys didn't catch that. Okay. So what happens is as you arrive, there's an individual who's standing in a booth, and he says, "Are you here to ride the train?"
Yes.
Okay.
I guess.
That'll be 4 gold per person.
All right.
Take through my money,
It's not cheap.
hand it out.
Walking would have been free. Oops, don't add 4.
Oh, I just did the same thing.
I'll subtract 8.
Remove 8.
Interesting.
I was like, why did it just go up?
Although I think you would have to pay me to willingly go on this trip. That's okay.
All right. So you get on, and you sit down, and the seats on this thing, they're like a bright red, almost like a velvety. It's very luxurious. right? I should say that this machine is made out of what looks to be a very silvery metal. It's shiny, and the inside is filled with silvery shine and everything. The seats have this red, which seems to clash with the silver. It seems like an odd choice. Perhaps it was the king's choice, but there are tables at each of these seats, and you're asked to sit down. They tell you there's a bathroom in the back, and to be patient, and you'll soon be on your way to Mettaclaud.
Penelope is going to be asking every question to every person who will look at her, and probably most of them don't know the answers. And
Yes,
might
you
be
get a lot of
annoyed by her.
a lot of confused looks.
But she's gonna ask, just like, how does this work? How does it operate? What is it doing? What are the all of the questions?
So you
I'm
wait.
just listening. I'm like, I don't want to be annoying, but I want to learn.
Draven's staring at his feet.
Yep.
Okay. Well, you sit and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and then they say it'll just be a little bit longer, and you wait longer than a little bit longer, and then finally, eventually, this individual wearing a suit comes in and says, We are about to get going. We ask that everyone please be careful. All hands remain inside the vehicle at all times, and enjoy your trip."
We could have been halfway to Mettaclaud by now if we were just walking.
How fast do you walk, dwarf?
Faster than you, I'll wager.
And with that, there is a lurching motion. And Draven flies under the tail nudge. and you begin to lurch forward at faster speeds as you get pulled down this track, and you see the city begin to fly by you. And before long, you're flying down the plains towards Mettaclaud. Trees and things passing you, hills roaring by, the wind sailing past the windows, and you've never experienced anything like this in your life. But yeah.
Draven will eventually come out from under the seat and look out the window.
Penelope's been like glued to the window the whole time.
I don't think I've ever moved this fast in my entire life. Although there was one time. Never mind.
Sorry?
It's nothing.
You can't just bring something up and not discuss it.
Yes, I can.
Draven.
I take it they spend the rest of the 10 hours trying to get it out.
Trying to argue.
Is there like a front part of this like train, like where you could go look out?
Yeah,
Like
it was so you could go up to the front of the cart you're in, and they don't allow you out of it, but you can stand. There's windows and everything, and you can look.
Okay. At some point during that time, Draven will be brave enough to get up and walk around.
That's awesome. Okay.
Is there anybody else in our car? Anybody to talk to?
Oh yeah, there's various people. There's a small family. Seem fairly wealthy, right? But small family is there. Obviously, individuals who do business going back and forth.
Wealthy, like noble.
Yeah.
I want to strike up a conversation with them.
Okay. What do you say?
Is this your first time on one of these? It's mine.
Oh no. We travel to Mettaclaud probably every other week.
Okay, you're from Everclane here.
Oh yes. Well, my wife is from Mettaclaud.
Okay.
We go visit her mother.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yes. Well, it used to be we'd take the trip once every few months. After all, it was long. But then they built this wonderful rail track, and now it only is a day journey down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
He begins to look at you awkwardly. Nice meeting you.
You too.
Shoo shoo.
He turns back to his kids. Okay. And a quick 10 hours later, and you arrive at Mettaclaud.
Before we arrive, Draven will be standing at the front of the cart looking out the front window.
Yeah.
And if anyone comes to find him, you'll see that there's like a tear in his eye.
Oh. It's like blows in the wind. No.
And if anyone sees him with it,
nervous?
he'll quickly like.
I don't think that I would go to find him, but I would probably go to see the view. Do I happen to catch the tear in my not looking for it?
How obvious is it?
I also follow, so do I.
It's more obvious than Draven would like to think it is.
It's probably pretty obvious, but I'm also probably pretty distracted by everything
Okay.
else.
I feel like I
DC
would have noticed.
DC
but-
12 perception check. How about that?
Oh, maybe I don't notice.
13.
Ooh.
Wait.
Oh,
you
she's
catch it.
just done it.
Perception.
I know, but I picked it up, and I think it was this way.
Was it an 8?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a 10.
Oh,
I
you
don't catch it.
You okay, Draven?
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay.
Are
Should I
you?
roll insight on that?
If you would like.
I'm gonna roll insight.
I,
Oh no,
I
5.
I just
He said he's fine. He's fine.
no, I just probe more. You're not fine. What was that one time that you mentioned earlier? That we fought for hours. You said you wouldn't tell us, but clearly it's bothering you.
Fine. I thought I might have recognized these. Well, what do they call it? A rail. And I remembered where I've seen it before. As a kid, we had mine carts
Okay.
down deep. We weren't supposed to use them, mind you, but as a kid, we went for a ride and things got a little out of hand. Sorry, it's just old memories. I'm fine.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Is this, I do want to do an insight check or whatever I need to. Is that a happy tear or was it a sad tear?
Well, roll insight. What's the DC, Draven?
To find out if it's a happy or a sad tear.
Can I tell?
Oof, that's a tricky
Because
one.
I also didn't notice, so I caught you kind of like wiping it away.
well,
but, like
you
reading,
also had
studying
the
your
conversation.
face.
Let's make it
Yeah.
a 16.
Oh shoot. 14.
Ooh.
I can't tell.
You are unable to determine. Okay. All right. So,
All right.
upon arriving at Mettaclaud, you begin to pass into the city. And the city is monstrous. It's the biggest thing you've ever seen, right? It is huge. You pass in, and first you start to pass by what looks like, your typical wooden houses and lodges and log cabins and things. And then as you get going, you start to notice that some of the houses seem to be built out of what looks like red rock with some sort of grayish paste in between each of the rocks. And they're very square, and they have quite a unique look to them. But you continue to pass by, and some of the buildings get taller and taller and taller, and then finally all of the buildings break, and you enter into this huge, massive open area. And in the distance, what you see is a huge building, but it's completely spherical, and it's made out of wood, but it is very, very large. And it seems to be supported by 6 stone pillars near the bottom. The pillars are large, but they don't look nearly large enough to hold up what must be the astronomical weight of this building, right? The train actually pulls up and stops next to this building. The building is so there's a huge plaza, right? There's the building, stone pillars. There seems to be some sort of shop amongst the pillars, and the roof of the shop would be literally the building above it. And then there is a plaza and some grounds, and then a large ring that encompasses these grounds. And the ring is made of a singular wooden building that is just exceptionally long and circular. The the individual who had told you to enjoy your stay says, "Welcome to Sphere University. This is the only stop that we have at this point. Hopefully the train will have more at later dates. But everyone off."
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Upon exiting, you see "Welcome to Sphere University" written on this huge sign. And then under Sphere, you see "Social, Personal, Historical, and Educative Rearing Establishment."
Penelope, as we began to enter the city, her wonder looking at everything passing by out the windows kind of starts to fade, and she's like, boring, and like sits down, like is distracted until we arrive there. And then at some point she'll look up and like see this and be like, "Whoa, this is new."
Can't we just have a normal day? Why does everything have to be blowing my mind?
A university. I'm excited. Do you think they have a good library?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are at Sphere University. It is basically in the center of the city.
Perhaps we should take a break.
I think that is a great place for us to take our break. Yeah, so you're on this thing, this tour. Takes you through the whole university. It is massive. There are hundreds, thousands of students at this university, and they seem to come from all walks of life. There's people from every country and every place you have ever heard of. The university is what essentially caused the town to grow. Mettaclaud sits on the border of 3 separate countries. It started in Everclane, but as it grew, it spilled over
Andarsis.
into... it started in Andarsis, and as it grew, it spilled over into Jakar and also Emralia.
Najkat.
Najkat.
Oh my
Jakar's
gosh,
in
Najkat.
Najkat.
Yeah.
I'm a little tired, can you tell? Yes, Najkat and Emralia. I'm looking at cities. But yes, and it is known as the City of Innovation and Industry. And yeah, so you have only barely scratched the surface of it. On the tour, you are also told about the ring that goes around. So what it is there's the sphere, there's a bunch of grounds, there's a ring that's one excessively long building with breaks in it, like hooded breaks where there's still roof, but you can walk through. And it goes all around, and then there's more grounds after that, and that's the end of campus. But they do all of the more outdoorsy studies in this outside ring. So anything from animal care to outdoor magical classes and things like that. Okay. What do you do? Tour's over.
Draven's impressed
Thank you.
but tired.
Understandably so.
Yeah. What time of day is it? Because it was like a 10-hour.
It
Train
was.
ride,
You
wasn't it?
caught the very last tour.
So it's
Yeah.
like end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
End of the day. Okay.
I
Well, we should probably try to find somewhere to stay.
think my parents could house us.
Oh, that wouldn't be an imposition.
Nah, my mom loves having company over.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
I
So-
want to come back to this library one day, but
Oh yeah. Tomorrow we should probably check out the funeral home while we're here.
yes, I
Yeah.
agree.
All right. So you guide everyone back to your parents. I would suppose it's a fairly middle class area of the city,
Yeah.
right? You pass more of those strange houses with the red stones interlocked.
We've never seen bricks before.
Not like this. I'm
Maybe
talking
like
red brick houses.
Stone would be.
Yeah.
Stone.
used to.
You would have seen stone-built houses like stone on stone castle,
Yeah.
but this is brick.
Pen, what are all these
Bricks.
houses? Bricks?
Yeah.
You say that like we should know what a brick is.
I guess I grew up with them.
They're red and bad for your teeth.
You're not wrong.
Huh.
Yeah. Would I know much
Where
about...
do they mine these stones? They look weird.
Okay, real life me actually doesn't know how bricks are made.
What? They fire them.
Well, I mean, I knew that much. I explained the process of brick making.
I will
to
have my
party
wife
members.
look up how bricks are made at the end of this.
I mean,
Well, that sounds like a lot of work. Why don't they just use normal stones?
Why don't they just use
Someone in the comment is going
Sorry,
to
I'm asking the tough questions.
Oh, boy. Okay.
I assume this is, well, clearly they're more uniform this way.
I suppose that's true. You don't have to cut every single one of them to size.
Yeah.
You
I just prefer the look of stone myself.
does Draven hate change?
you go through the city, and you go down past a little stone bridge, and eventually
See, that's what I'm talking about.
up a hill, and eventually you find a rather moderate-sized house with some candlelight burning in one of the windows, and yeah.
I will go. Do I just walk in? I mean, it's been very long. I will knock.
Okay.
It's been
Okay.
a long time. They don't want just somebody. They're not expecting me, so I'll knock.
So there's a pause, and then you hear the scooting of a chair and some steps coming towards the door. And the door cracks open, and there's your mother. And there's a pause, and then she goes, "Oh, Pen! Oh!"
I go in
Oh
for
my
the big
goodness,
squeeze.
What are you doing here?
Hi, Mom. These are my friends, Draven and Mara.
Oh! She grabs your hand, like shakes your arm off. Oh, it's so nice to meet you, Draven and what was it, Mara?
Mara.
Oh, you're meeting all sorts of people. Well, please
Yeah.
come in. I just made some biscuits.
Oh, thank you, Mom. Yeah, we're just actually hoping we could spend the night here, if that's all right with you.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely. Let me go get your father. He'll be so excited to see you. And she runs off into the house somewhere.
Told you she'd be happy to have you guys.
I
Nice.
confess it's a lot more welcoming than some of the previous places we've stayed.
Oh, I've missed them.
There's you soon hear the chatter of your mother coming back, and she showed up out of nowhere, and she's with a dwarf and an elf, and oh, look at this, look, here's your father. And, he comes in, he gives you a big hug. He's like, "Oh, my little girl, my little firebrand." He's like, and sorry, you are, he says, reaching out a hand.
Draven Rockfist.
Nice to meet you, and
I'm Mara.
Mara, well, nice to meet you as well. So how do you know our daughter?
We've been working together for a while now, actually.
Working? I thought you were with that Isaac fellow doing an apprenticeship.
I was with Isaac. Unfortunately, he passed away.
Oh. My, I'm very sorry to hear that. Not one of his experiments, I hope. You're not in any danger.
It was one of his experiments, but I promise I'm more careful than that.
Yes. Well,
Literally
as she electrocutes herself 4 times, making Georgie. No. Well,
I'm too busy like fighting back tears right now to make a snide comment, but
so which he says, now I understand innovation is just as important as you do, but you must take proper care.
Okay, Dad. I will.
Yes. Well, what brings you to Mettaclaud? What do you do?
Well, we are paranormal investigators.
Come again?
Draven sees ghosts.
Well, we are an investigation agency. Penn has recently started working for us.
Uh-huh.
We investigate anything relating to undead, dark magic, strange happenings, things like that.
It's
We
okay,
get to the
Mom.
bottom of it and find the truth.
Oh my, that sounds terribly dangerous.
It's fine, Mom. I'm fine.
Okay. You're sure?
Uh-huh.
You're not in any danger at all?
I mean,
You are?
life is dangerous.
Oh, Pen!
I'm not gonna be perfectly
Leave the
safe
girl
forever,
alone. Says, well, that's interesting. You must be very busy of late.
Well, we have been.
Yeah.
Have there been issues here too? Ben?
Mettaclaud seems to be doing okay, but there has been the odd attack here and there.
Right.
Yes.
Even in the city here.
Yes, even in the city. Mostly in some of the more slummy areas, and but there was a fright at the university a few weeks ago.
Really?
Yes, it was taken care of. After all, there's plenty of mages on the university campus. They made short work of them.
What happened, if you don't mind me asking?
Apparently there was an attack of undead that burst in on one of the classes. Nobody's quite sure how it happened, but they seem to have originated from inside the building somewhere. They're looking into foul play.
Strange times.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. The question is, who put them there and why would they do that?
Well, that's sort of what we're working on trying to find out.
Really? Well, maybe you'll be the ones to crack this case wide open. Imagine that. Our little firebrand all over the newspaper. Solves mystery of undead.
A dad.
Well, yes. Tell us about. And he goes in and they talk to you for probably the next 2 hours, asking you an incessant amount of questions.
I will skim over more dangerous details, but otherwise tell them most of our stories.
Okay.
Draven will eventually chime in and be probably more jovial than you've seen him.
That's awesome. Oh, I'm also really excited to show Dad Georgie and my new boots.
To which he is very, very excited. He's like, so you built these?
I built these.
Really?
Yeah.
This is what that Isaac fellow was teaching you?
Yeah.
Oh, how about that? I always thought you'd do better in one of the mechanics shops here, working on one of those new fandangled steam engines or something. But
Those are pretty cool too.
they are. Did you rode one? You said
We did, yeah.
And wow, one day I'll get the chance. And now you're making Aquium stuff. That's rather fantastic. And what? I would suppose you two have your own specialities in your business. What do you do?
Well, I've always been good at looking into the truth, investigation, and finding out information that's difficult to decipher.
Very cool. And you?
I do whatever Draven needs.
She's the secretary, isn't she?
She's a bit more than just a secretary.
Obviously, she's with you, not back at the office. But
She is a very good secretary.
great. Well, I must retire for the night. I am not getting any younger, and I've got some work to do in the morning. It's a pleasure to meet the two of you. Penn
Give him
gives
a
you a
big
big hug.
Squeeze him tight.
He goes, at which your mother then spends the next 30 minutes like, oh, here's this room, and here's some blankets, and if you need anything, and then oh, and by the way,
Thank you, Mom. Thank you. I think we're good for tonight. I'll see you in the morning.
okay. So you each have your own room. So, yeah.
Cool. As soon as I get into my room, I sob.
You sob?
Sob.
I heard snob.
Sob.
How does one snob?
I snob. I don't know if they hear it or not, but that is what Mara would do.
When Penn's mom comes in to check if I've got bedding and everything, I'll probably like scandalize her a little bit by being like, Miss, if all I had was a cold hard slab of rock, I'd be just right at home and comfortable.
Oh, I could never let you sleep on that.
Yeah.
Clutch the pearls. Okay. All right. The night passes, no issues, everything's fine. You benefit from a long rest. You guys haven't had any combat. Shame on me, DM. No, and
We better not have any in this house.
the house blows
my
up.
gosh.
No. This is too precious.
Cassie's Aquium Architect boots malfunction and just boom.
I
Her,
would
her
die.
dad goes down to try
Yes,
them
you
and
would.
like, leaps through the roof.
You just wake up to his head through your floor. Okay. All right. So next morning, you're fed a wonderful breakfast. You have a hard time getting out the door because your mother just
Yep.
and yeah, you're off in Mettaclaud again. What do you do?
Let's check out this funeral home quick. Get that out of the way, and then we can head to the library.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
So go to the funeral home.
Yep.
All right.
I'll pull out my little manifest sheet that's all crumpled up by now and try to consult with Penn about where the address of this might be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I might need a refresher. Was this the place? This is where it was supposed to be bound for,
Yes,
right? This
this
was
is
the
where we-
final
Yeah, where it's going.
destination. Okay.
Okay. So you arrive at this funeral home. So it's a funeral home / crematorium. Okay. And upon entering, there's a rather pale fellow with very platinum blonde hair sitting at the front desk. He says, "Welcome. How may I be of service to you?"
We're here on business. We're the Dark Rune Detectives.
Oh,
We just had a few questions for you about a shipment that probably never arrived to you.
a shipment that never arrived. Well, excuse me, let me grab my boss. He would know more about that than I would. And he disappears into the back, and another fellow comes forward. He introduces himself as, excuse me, as Stanson. And Stanson says, so you're here because of a shipment that didn't come? Why would detectives be at my doorstep about a shipment?
Well, there were some curious circumstances around the casket that was meant to come here.
A casket?
Aye, that's correct.
Uh-huh.
It was originally commissioned by a Jacob Johnson. Do you know that name at all?
Never heard of him.
All right, I'll pull out the manifest at this point and sort of like show him the details on it.
All right, well, we did have a casket that we did order from. Well, we didn't order it. We were contacted by a woodworking shop up in Nelvalar, and they asked if we wanted one of their samples. I would suppose this was it. It never arrived.
Huh. They contacted you?
Yes? It was through mail, but yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Are they telling the truth?
Roll insight.
Not a bad idea.
I can't read what that says.
That is
Is it a?
looks like a 13 from here.
It is a 13.
So 15.
Okay. He seems very much to be telling the truth. He believes what he's saying.
Cool.
And how did you find out about this?
We were hired by a warehouse that was storing goods in transit, and
Mm-hmm.
they had some difficulty with a few things, and this was something we ran into along the way.
Okay. What sort of difficulty?
Well, if you don't know much about it, truthfully, I don't think I'm really at liberty to say.
Why not? I mean, it's my goods.
Well, it is an ongoing investigation, and until we know all the facts, we hesitate to reveal too much.
Hmm.
We don't want any partial truths getting blown out of proportion, you see.
Interesting. Understandably. Okay.
Yes. I think it's safe to say that your goods were damaged,
Hmm.
and I don't think you'll be receiving them. As I understand, you've just told me it was a sample, so I'm guessing you didn't pay anything for it anyway.
No, we didn't. What we were told is it would be sent to us. We could use it to show individuals, and then we could order more specific versions of it later.
Aye, all right. An unrelated question. Since you're in the business of dealing with those deceased, do you have any thoughts or insights into the recent increase in undead activity in and around this area?
It's very strange, very odd. But I mean, I don't know anything about it, if that's what you're asking.
Well, we've just been trying to get a better understanding of what's going on, asking people their experiences or trying to hear other things that have been happening.
Is this funeral home in a nicer area of town or a rougher area of town?
All of you roll me a perception check, I should just say. It's in a nicer area of town.
Okay.
20.
Ooh, 21.
12 for me.
Okay. You're too busy in conversation, but the two of you notice at the question of, do you know anything about this undead, like the strangeness of it? There's just this quickest glance at his secretary, and that's it.
Super pale. Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay, how does detect thoughts work?
Okay. So if you read Detect Thoughts, you can cast it, and you're able to determine the surface level thoughts of an individual.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you want, you can try and dig deeper, but you risk them knowing that you've
Noticing,
done it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to... Yeah. And, sorry, is it a noticeable thing to cast? Like, if I'm standing right in
what
front of
does
it,
it say?
can I-
Verbal, semantic?
Right, so there'll be some little, I think it's under components. So V, S, and M. So V means verbal, S is somatic, and M is materials. So it uses
So it
all
uses a
three.
piece of copper.
So yeah, it uses a material, and you have to actually verbally say something.
So you would have to do it stealthily.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to risk that right now.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
So never mind, not yet.
So you may continue with your conversation. You would ask him about the undead, and you were saying that we were just trying to figure out what's going on with it. To which he asks, are you saying that my sample casket has something to do with the undead?
Oh no, as I mentioned, that was an unrelated line of questioning. We are just investigators, investigating the paranormal, and unusual is our specialty, and we've been seeing and hearing a lot about this recently, so...
Well, I, sir, deal with laying the dead to rest, and in my opinion, there are no ghosts. There are perhaps puppets of undead, as we have seen, but my job is to make sure that those individuals stay 6 feet underground.
Yes, and that's usually the way we prefer it as well.
Good, then we agree.
We do. Well, thank you for your time. We won't disturb you further. We'll have to look into this matter in other means.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Have a good day.
You as well.
Does
Yeah.
the secretary and him stay with each other?
They do, as you leave.
Shoot.
What's the range?
And you have to see them.
I have to concentrate.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
30 feet.
30
Target
feet.
one creature you can see within 30
You can
feet of
see.
yourself, or one creature within 30 feet of yourself that you have detected with the sense thoughts option. So, like, if I know they're there. You learn what is most on the target's mind right now. If the target doesn't know any language and isn't telepathic, you learn nothing.
Okay.
Is there a window?
There would be. Yes.
I want to cast
Yeah.
that on the secretary.
On the secretary. Okay. Let me pull this up here. So, all right. I should just say that as you're walking out, you can just catch down the hall towards the crematorium area. You see an individual who's shoveling ashes out of what looks like a wood-burning oven into a bucket. Okay, like just a small wood-burning oven. Okay. Now, so you cast it on the individual, and I think there's no save originally, right? Like you just
Yeah, not for the
No.
first part.
okay
As if
for
you
the
wanna
first part.
press for it.
So on his mind, the first thing,
On the secretary.
yeah, on the secretary, the first thing you notice.
Oh, am I just making assumptions on gender?
Don't want to do that.
Stop it. Okay, let me see. Where is it? Okay, you sense that on the secretary's mind is a lot of fear and anxiety, and that there's a lot of fear and anxiety in regards to the discussion that you just had with him,
Or with his boss.
with his
Yeah.
boss, that he was witness to.
Yeah. Yikes.
I want to try to go deeper.
Okay, all right,
Deeper.
deeper.
He will know though, right?
Only if he
If
succeeds
yeah.
his save, right? Is that how
The
it
target makes a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, you discern the target's reasoning, emotions, and something that looms large on its mind. On a successful save, the spell ends. Oh, either way, the target knows that you're probing into its mind.
Ooh, okay. Oof.
Oh, wait. Maybe I don't want to go deeper.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want to instead cast it again on the man we spoke to.
okay, all right. So casting on him, you get the same impression, but you also feel there's a sense of anger and urgency as well now.
Okay.
Anger, like, can I tell what the anger is directed to or no?
No.
I'd have to probe deeper for that.
Mhm.
Okay.
I share that information. Like, guys, they're feeling scared, and he's angry.
Looking at the secretary, can I notice anything about him, like,
Seems like a normal dude.
other than being really pale?
Yeah, he's just pale. It's just a pale complexion.
Okay.
He's
It's
not,
not, like,
some
freakishly
undead.
No,
Pale?
he's not freakishly pale.
This
no.
guy's
Okay.
undead pet. That he uses as a secretary. Darn.
my grave digging empire.
Yeah.
The dead bury themselves.
I guess when you share that information, Mara, I'll just well, he did a good job of hiding it. Something felt a little off with the conversation, but when it finished, I just thought, oh, well, I guess he really doesn't know, but
It's
he's got to be hiding something.
He did when you asked. I don't know if you caught it, but he like looked like he looked at his secretary.
I didn't notice. No.
It's interesting to me. He says that that he was contacted by the shop,
Jacob
get
Johnson
a sample.
impersonating.
and
That's not what Vel told us.
no, Val told us that he didn't even know about the funeral home at all, and that it was just a personal order.
Mm-hmm.
But But the shipping manifest says it's from the shop to here. So there's some third party.
So is Val lying, or is it this man, this Jacob Johnson?
I think it's Jacob Johnson.
Yeah.
The unknown Jacob Johnson that we've never...
Trying to remove himself from this delivery. Was it ever actually supposed to well, he wouldn't have a reason to lie
Yeah.
to this end if it wasn't supposed to make it here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we could... maybe this is me jumping ahead a little much, but we could come back here at night. Try and have a little look around.
That...
I know that's maybe not the most lawful thing to be doing. That's maybe my past showing through, but if they're hiding something here, we might be able to find or observe it.
You know what else I want to find while we're here? That mob boss that your friend is afraid of.
I'd rather not.
I think he's afraid of him for good reason, and we should leave it alone, Mara.
Mara. You know what I want to find? A mob boss.
What, honestly, what am I going to do with you? Sticking your hand into bright, glowing anomalies in
For science.
the world and wanting to go look after the dangerous mob
No,
bosses.
it's just that your friend's description when he gave it made me think that perhaps these two people are one person.
What two people?
Jacob Johnson.
Oh, Jacob Johnson.
That seems like a bit of a stretch, but I guess it could be possible.
Okay. So it sounds like the party wants to break in tonight.
I'm
Well,
down if Draven's down.
unless someone has a better suggestion.
I'm wondering what I'm gonna tell my parents.
Don't.
Where are you going so late at night? Oh, we're just going to break into a building, Mom.
Don't worry, we'll be back.
Just typical investigator stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my mom is gonna ask.
Yeah.
That's if you go home.
That's true. If we go home.
But if you don't, you're going to be worried.
Okay. So what do you guys do?
Guard.
What do you do?
What time is it?
So, well, during the
It's the
day,
first
it's
thing
the
in the
first
morning.
thing
Yeah,
in
it's
the
the
morning.
first thing we've done.
Oh,
I mean, that's all I've got right now is coming back to
So you guys wait.
sneak a peek. I don't know if anyone has other things they
I
want to
want
try.
to, if we're just waiting, I want to go check out
Go to
that
the
library.
Okay.
Can I go to the library?
All right.
I'd like to keep my eye out for any rumors about some skeletal cloaked figure.
Okay.
Like I'm just gonna kind of wander around the library, pretending to look at books, but actually over listening conversations.
So you head to the university library, and there, nothing about this cloaked figure.
Okay.
Draven, I'm not sure what you do.
I'll go to the library with them. Last night, I consulted the knowledge of a ghost I'm acquainted with. I don't think I've talked to you about this, but like the way that the Phantom Rogue's abilities work is
Yes.
that I can learn a new like proficiency.
That's
every
right.
long rest.
Yep.
And so the way I see it is that like people that I've been close with when they died,
Mhm.
or like if I witnessed them dying, or ghosts I've spoken with in the past,
Mhm.
like I might have some ability to try and call them back.
Okay.
So
yes. Yep.
there's an old like professor of arcane studies that I once met as a ghost, and I'm going to call him back and sort of ask him to tell me a bit about the arcane so that I gain a proficiency with arcana for the day.
Okay.
And then
Perfect.
while we're at the library, I'm going to see if I can find anything about the magic of this like rift that we've seen.
Oh, okay.
Based on the very surface level stuff that I've heard Penn talk about this potentially being a barrier that Isaac was talking about. Just if there's anything magically related I can find that might give me any further information about that thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll get to you in just a moment.
Sure.
So
How long do we have in this library?
Well, you got all day.
Yeah. As long as we
Perfect.
want.
I start in the history section.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at nobility who have lived in the area.
Give me an investigation check on this.
Ooh, sorry.
Ooh.
24.
Ooh, natural 20.
Natural 20.
Nat 20.
You find a book on the genealogy of all the noble families, the major noble families
Oh.
in Edenclave.
Are there pictures in this book?
There are not pictures,
Okay.
but it's family trees, it's genealogy records, it's stories about major families, and there is a familiar name that sticks out to you. One that you had heard your mother mention offhand a few times. This family seems to have most of its roots in Stella Nobis.
Cool.
Yes.
Does it mention, so in this family tree, this name,
Mm-hmm.
how long ago were they born?
Well, so the name dates back to the beginning of the record.
Like a
Oh,
family
but
name.
it's a unique
It's
name.
yeah.
Okay. I steal the book.
Okay.
The
Whoa.
library. You can just check it out.
I steal the book.
Okay.
Well, I'll make you make a
Guess you're gonna see how good the security
sleight
is.
of hand check with advantage due to the fact it's a library.
Ooh.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, all right.
Okay, that's a 15. Sleight of hand, 18.
Okay, yeah, you
I
you
steal
get
the
out
book.
without it. They don't have any fandangled beepers.
Haven't
Now,
invented that yet.
Draven,
Yeah.
give me an investigation check. Which die? Which die? Natural 20?
Yep.
Okay.
26
Nice.
total.
You also find a book. And as you're reading through it throughout the day, you come across the most peculiar thing. It is a book that it's a record that's been written in time about the magical phenomena of Edenclave. And what sticks out to you is about halfway through the book, all these studies begin to happen on the halting, all yielding, they're all fruitless, right? But the first half of the book, because it's in chronological order of studies over time, the first half of the book, which dates back thousands of years, there's no mention of the halting at all. None whatsoever.
Hmm. Okay.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Does Pen hear anything interesting in her eavesdropping? I mean, you've already said they don't hear anything about the skeletal figure, but
Anything interesting? Make me a perception check.
noise. 19.
19.
You're rolling good in this
You
library.
are all doing
Yeah.
amazing. Must be the
Look at us go.
university. It's distilling into your
Yeah.
minds. What you do here is that the king of Stella Nobis has launched a full-scale assault into the lands of the dead.
Okay.
Okay? And you also hear that there was a town in, let me pull it up, Najkat, near the coast, not far from Nazif, that was decimated. It looks almost, they believe that a storm must have blown in from the sea, and the entire town was a frozen wasteland at the end of it. All of the residents of the town are missing.
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 Not dead.
Missing.
Missing. Okay.
Okay. All right. And night falls.
Okay, I was gonna say after I find my research on the information about the halting, I'd come over and be like, Pen, I think you should have a look at this. Have a look here at these records of halt studies or information about the halting, and look at before. And I'll sort of skim through the pages. This is over 1,000 years of history, and it never once mentions the halting until right here.
That is odd.
I thought so.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any maps in the book?
There are maps, but all of the maps start
When
where the halting starts.
There's no older maps.
There are
okay.
no older maps.
I'm going
There
to...
are blank pages where there would have been maps,
Oh.
but there's no maps.
Oh. Okay.
Interesting.
I'm going to tell Draven about this storm that blew in that I overheard about.
Things just get crazier and crazier.
Yeah.
Am I anywhere around? I should
You could
mention,
be.
after I was looking at the history books, I move on to the magic section and I just start reading about magic
researching.
spells and whatever, but
Makes sense. Makes sense. You would do that.
eventually I'll wander over to them again.
All right. Night has fallen. What do you do?
Go break into a funeral home.
Okay.
Yep.
So you arrive at the funeral home. How do you do it?
Well, let's have a look around the exterior, see if there's any lights on.
Good. I was
Yeah.
hoping you'd ask that. So there are no lights on. The exterior, there is obviously so there's the front entrance.
Mm-hmm.
There's a side door. And then around back you can see where they obviously have wagons and things bring in the coffins and stuff. There are large wooden doors that both swing out.
Okay.
Right? And these are padlocked with a chain.
Okay.
The other ones is a skeleton key kind of thing.
Okay. Which door should we go into?
Doesn't look like there's any movement or.
No.
Okay.
Silent as the grave.
Well, I don't think I want to mess around with getting into a door that has chains on it, because that's a recipe for not being sneaky anymore. So I'll maybe try like a side door.
Okay, go into side door.
Yeah.
Give me a sleight of hand
Yeah.
with your thieves' tools. Or I guess it's not. It's just thieves' tools check. That's how it works.
Yeah, it usually works out to be the same as sleight of hand,
Mm-hmm.
because I haven't taken an extra
Yeah, you have
expertise in it.
proficiency.
So, sleight of hand. That's 15.
15. Oh, yeah, that gets you in.
Okay.
Okay, the door clicks open. You open it with much proficiency.
Nice.
Okay,
Well done, Draven.
inside is a dark hallway.
Okay. I guess we'll creep in. Should we divide and conquer? Or do we want to stick together?
In a place where dead people are, I'd rather not be alone.
Fair point.
Yeah,
These
I
days-
agree.
If you want to go on your own, I can take Pen's hand and guide her through the dark so that we don't have to turn on any lights.
Well,
Thanks.
I'd like to be in and out as quick as possible, so keep up, I guess.
Okay.
And I'll sneak forward into the house. I guess, yeah, looking for records, anything that looks like it's out of place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything in any of the offices, they all seem normal. Like there's records, there's death certificates, there's the budget, there's letters and notices about people who've died and they've come in, they've taken care of the bodies, they've sent them away. There's or they cremated them, right? And records of them giving the urns to people and everything, right? Thank you letters and cards all over the walls from people who are, thank you for helping and blah 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 blah. But when you get to the morgue, that's where things become a little odd. Give me an a perception check, all of you.
Perception.
Georgie too.
If you pull them out.
That's
Do pull
not
'em
right.
Natural
I
20.
am
Yeah.
the yellow one.
That's
Georgie
not.
is the other two. Okay.
17.
17.
Georgie got a 19. I got a 12.
Okay, so Penelope, you're a little out of your element. in this.
It's dark and she can't
It's
see.
dark. There's dead things around,
And you're
And-
breaking the law.
and you're breaking the law in your own hometown where people know you.
Hey.
Now, in the morgue, there are 2 bodies laying on some tables. They look like they're not being prepared to be put in caskets. They're not. They're not put away in some area. They're sitting in the center of the room on some tables with some wheels. Okay. You can see the wood burning stove where somebody had been shoveling ashes, and there's some ashes still scattered on the ground. And then there's the big crematorium oven, which its door just slightly ajar.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to know who was cremated today. Is there
Okay.
any records that we can find?
There's no records in this room.
Could we just peek inside the oven?
Yeah, go ahead. Upon looking inside,
He's like, yes,
it
please.
is spotless.
Okay.
There's not even a hint of use.
Oh. Okay.
Is there any like fuel around to light a fire?
I mean, there's a little bit over by the wood burning stove.
But nothing in this big oven.
No.
Nobody's actually been cremated here.
But those ashes that we saw them sweeping earlier.
From the little wood burning oven. Like a
Oh.
little, not the crematorium oven. Not
But
the cremating
wasn't he putting them
space.
into a...
A bucket.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the bucket?
You can find a bucket. In fact, you can find 2 or 3 buckets, all filled with ash, sitting near this wood burning stove.
Can I investigate that ash?
Yeah, sure.
So they're
Me
just
too.
they're keeping ash from
Because
the
I'm
wood
looking
burning
into
stove.
this as well.
Yeah,
20
it appears to
24.
be.
Oh, I'm not helpful. I try to help, but I just got an 8.
It's ash of wood.
It's just wood ash.
Why are they keeping this?
I don't know. Why are they not cremating the bodies? That's because
You think they're using that ash
I
as a...
think they're giving this as to the families of those bodies that they are cremating.
Well, what are they doing with the bodies? Can we have a look at these 2 bodies?
Yeah.
Anything unique about them, or are they just...
One is an elderly gentleman, and the other one is a younger person who looks like they got into an accident of some sort. Each of you roll me a perception check.
Oh.
I love my perception check.
If this rolls a 20 again, there's a problem with it.
14.
Oh!
I love this today.
You can't make this stuff up.
It is a 20.
Oh my goodness!
So my perception's 18, Georgie's is 24.
Oh my goodness!
I'm
you
gonna have to
guys.
check the balance on that thing. That's
It's the
not
same die
okay.
you've used every time.
It's
right?
true, yeah.
Yeah,
These
it hasn't,
two I
it
always
hasn't
use.
always rolled a 20.
No, it hasn't.
No, you just got 3 in a row though.
That's, yeah,
That's
with that
insane.
die, because I took
I
a
don't
break and
know.
rolled
I
that
wonder
one.
what the percentage of like chance that is. That's
Wild.
insane.
Yeah.
Okay, so that gives you a 20 what?
20 a perception?
Yeah,
23.
23. Okay, so you hear it a split second before Draven. You got a what?
14.
14. You are too busy staring at all this.
Yeah.
You know, kind of maybe at the body that got in an accident, kind of like, ugh, right?
Dude.
When there is a hint of candlelight coming up near the
Whoa.
back open doors and the click of the lock.
Shoot, you guys, people are coming.
Hide.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
guys hide.
Yeah.
Roll me a stealth.
Okay.
Dare
Can I use your tower?
As
You
it rolls a
can.
natural 1.
Okay.
Oh,
it's
shoot.
not a natural 20, but it is an
14.
18.
Oh.
20
What'd you get?
14.
14.
7.
26.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
All right. So, let me see what the perception of these individuals are.
If only my extra stealth could be for you.
What's your what'd you get? A 7?
7.
All right. So,
Can I wait, what's the thing that I can do that like
Bardic inspiration. I think it's
I
a
have
little
heroic
late.
inspiration. I'm using
you
it.
do have
Oh,
heroic
yes.
inspiration.
Oh, it's not better.
What?
The same.
You got a 7 again?
Yeah.
No way.
What is my stealth, actually? Yeah, +3. So that's 7.
7? Okay. All right. So the door begins to. So what happens is you two slip away. Like you melt into the darkness, essentially. Hide underneath the table. Hide in a cupboard. I don't know. You find yourself standing in an empty room suddenly, and the door is beginning to open. I'm going to give you one chance to save this. You better give me a really good description of what you do.
Oh, it's dark. I can't see.
Not well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's why we succeeded at hiding. That's it. Sorry, Pen.
Are there by any chance any other tables? Oh, that's a bad idea.
5,
Pretend to be a
4,
dead body.
3.
I'm
2.
just gonna run
Jump
behind
on.
the door, like behind when they.
Oh, where
open.
they're coming from?
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll give it to you. What happens is they open the door, and you hear one of them saying, "I could have sworn I heard something in here."
I hold my breath real hard.
Okay, you're holding your breath. All right, all right. To which the other one says, "Well, we need to hurry up. It's the boss says if we don't get these ones to him tonight, then we might be toast." And they they get into the room and they start wheeling out those 2 bodies. Okay?
Sorry, are these the people that we saw
people-
earlier?
Yeah, they're wheeling.
Both the men and
No,
the
no, these
secretary?
are just two random guys.
Okay, we don't know the guys. Okay.
Yeah, they look like they work here.
Okay.
Okay, and as they're going, one of them pauses for a moment and takes a second to look around. I'm gonna have because you failed that stealth check, you're gonna have to try and pass another one.
Okay.
Yep, this is your last chance, right? So, what did you get?
7 again?
No.
Natural 1.
Natural one. So as he's beginning to look around, he looks, and he immediately,
I probably like kick one of those buckets.
he immediately sees you standing at the door. Oi, you there! And that's where we will end for
Oh,
tonight.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us in the Parted Vale again. That was awesome. It was a good night. I enjoyed that.
Yep. Good
It was
fun.
a really good night. So, as always, we release episodes every Tuesday, and we're having a great time. It's a blast. You can always help us out by leaving a comment and liking, subscribing, ring the bell, as they always say. Really, though, those comments really
Yep.
help that algorithm.
Yeah, we'd love to hear you guys' feedback. If there's anything we could be doing better,
Mm-hmm.
why not tell us? Yeah.
And if we have the time and money, we will attempt to improve.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
But we have a few things we'd like to say before we end tonight.
Yeah, we didn't end up pulling out the minis tonight, but the minis that we use were printed by Banana for Scale 3D Printing Services. And you can use our code MindPlayed20 for 20% off your first order until the end of the year.
Yes, yes. A lot of roleplay tonight, actually.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I wrote this whole thing up with an encounter, but we haven't gotten anywhere yet with that, so.
Didn't get to it.
But yeah, Banana for Scale 3D Printing Services. They're amazing. through all of 2025, mine played 20.
Yep.
Tim?
And if you guys are enjoying what you see and want to give us a little extra support, we do have a Patreon that's live. You can head over there and check out the different options. And if you do join us and give us a little bit of support, you can come on our Discord and chat with all of us there. And yeah, otherwise, if you're enjoying what you guys see, give us a like, a subscribe, and yeah, as we said already, comment. Love to hear from you.
Please. Yes. And
the music you are hearing is by Carl Casey at White Bat Audio, which you can find on YouTube and Bandcamp.
Yes, YouTube, Bandcamp. Apparently, I've been using his stuff for D&D for years, and I didn't know it. When I started doing all this, I was like, oh, I've heard this before. Oh, I've heard. Oh, right. So, amazing stuff. And yeah, you'll have to wait till next week to see if Penn gets out of this situation.
Oh boy.
Yep.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Yep.
Thank
See
you.
you guys. Bye.